More on this now. Virginia Senator Mark Warner, Democratic chairman of the Intel Committee, was in a classified briefing yesterday from the White House. Sir, good morning to you, and thank you for your time here, Senator. I know you won't tell us a lot about inside that meeting, but just characterize what was shown to you or told to you yesterday inside, behind closed doors.
Well, first of all, I want to join you and others in commending those troops who have been deployed to shore up our NATO allies. And secondly, one of the things that was, I didn't hear anything new, having gotten daily briefs as chairman of the Intelligence Committee, but a couple of good news things came out yesterday. We were truly united, Democrat and Republican, about supporting Ukraine, about standing up to Putin's bullying tactics in terms of trying to potentially invade Ukraine, and saying that we need to stand behind NATO, and should Putin invade, he's going to hit the worst kind of sanctions ever. And I think we're in a slightly better position. We've seen potentially a little bit of indication there may be some troop movement, but I think we're all saying we're not going to believe what Putin or his individuals say. We're going to follow what happens. But three things have happened that have actually, I think, helped put pressure on. One, we have NATO united, and every day there's a European leader either in Kyiv or in Moscow bringing home that point. Two, you and other Western media have shown these images of Ukrainians, citizens training on weekends so that even if the Russians invade, there will be an insurgency. And three, this is not something the intelligence community in America or Britain normally does, but as we get new information, we're releasing that so that if Russians create a false flag, a false provocation that says this is Ukrainians, I think the world will realize, no, it's not Ukrainians acting, it's Russians acting to try to set off a potential Russian invasion.
Has that been interesting for you as the Intel chairman? It's not usual that the United States would release such classified information, but do you think that that has actually been helpful in keeping Putin a little bit on edge, that apparently we seem to have information about what they might be planning to do?
Well, it is unusual. And I actually think our intelligence community, the British intelligence community, it started a few weeks back where they said, if you see a coup in Ukraine, it's actually fomented by the Russians. The British then laid out the actual individual names. You then had the American intelligence community say, if there's a video that suddenly appears that looks like Ukrainians killing Russians and there's going to be dead bodies, it actually said, well, these are actually all put together as a Russian propaganda effort. And then you've seen in recent days a very forward-leaning, literally laying out specific days or potential days where we might see an intervention. The National Security Advisor saying last Friday, it may even be this week, not what we anticipated after the Olympics on February 20th. So this is unusual, and I think a positive action.
And everything you said may be true, and let's see in time if that's the case. But why is there disconnect between what the American politicians like yourself are saying and what the Ukrainian leaders are saying about calming things down? Why are some in the media freaking out here, where the reporters on the ground in Kiev are saying everybody there is calm about this matter? What? Help us understand that.
I think that has been something we've been asking about for some time as well. I understand the Zelensky government, the Ukrainian government, doesn't want to spook the economy, doesn't want to have a run on their currency. But it is not just Americans feeling this is imminent. You've got virtually every NATO nation taking their personnel out of their embassies in Kyiv. You've got airlines saying it may not be safe to fly. There has been specific intelligence about Russian movement forward on an attack. And the visuals yourself are seeing these Russian troops moving right up to the front line, literally to the point of Russians bringing in blood for field hospitals. This is, I think, prudent, what the Western nations have done. And I do think you're seeing in the last few days, at least, the Ukrainians themselves realize, hey, this could be the real deal. Now, obviously, Russia invaded Ukraine 8 years ago, and the Ukrainians are used to having Russian troops on their soil in the east. But the potential of this being a much more major invasion that would actually take on Kiev is much greater. I hope we prove to be wrong. I hope we can say a week from now or 2 weeks from now that there was not Russian intervention. But this was not just the Americans' actions. You've seen all of NATO and others move their embassy personnel out of Kyiv in the recent days.
All right, we'll stay on top of it. Senator, thank you for your time this morning.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Kilmeade. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to click to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page. This is the only way that I know for sure that you're not going to miss any great commentary, any great news bites, any great interviews coming your way on Fox. You can get it all here on YouTube. So subscribe right now.